Before I start this video, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, please click the like button, share this out through social media, and leave comments in the comment section. I'm going to be reacting to Mortal Kombat 2, so let's get right into it. The first thing I liked about the movie is Karl Urban, in my opinion, is a perfect Johnny Cage. Kind of reminds me of myself. He's egotistical, he's narcissistic, and he's ruggedly handsome.
You serious?
All right, thank you, Internet, for destroying my ego. The next thing is there is a callback to the original movie where there's a split and nut shot that Johnny Cage performs. I thought that was a nice memorabilia. You've also got some stuff going on with the sunglasses that also calls back to the original movie. He's wearing Ray-Bans, I think, this time, as opposed to the sunglasses he wore in the original. The fight scenes are fantastically choreographed. I think the cinematography is really good. The standout fight is between Kung Lao and Liu Kang. That is just simply amazing. The design of the different combat arenas is really good. I also like that the characters are kind of just dropped into them. Kind of makes you feel like you're in the game, as opposed to them like having to walk there or travel to them like in the first movie. I thought that was one problem with the first movie, is they had to travel to all these different arenas instead of it being more like a video game where you're just dropped in there and you go to town on each other. This is campier than the reboot, but I still feel like it's taking itself a little too seriously. Another thing I really liked was Johnny Cage's background story. Little spoiler here. He's basically an over-the-hill action movie star. And before that, he actually was a mixed martial artist. He was a world champion. But he's kind of fell on hard times, and you see this clip from a movie, and then when they pan away, he's sitting at a con, and the movie was basically being played behind him, and like absolutely nobody has any interest in his memorabilia. Nobody's stopping by his table. He's like looking around at all the action going on at all the other tables, and it's just kind of a real nut punch to him. So, under different circumstances, I might have felt that that was a little emasculating. But in this case, it kind of makes sense for the plot and everything. He's a little over the hill, especially to be participating in Mortal Kombat. And he's definitely kind of over the hill to be a live action movie star. That's about it for the good parts. There's a couple of people that stand out as far as acting as well. Josh Larson, who plays Kano, he's a return. He was good as Kano in the first one. I don't know if he was good as the original guy, but he's good. You get some good humor out of him. Also, I forget who plays Shao Kahn, but Shao Kahn was awesome. Very intimidating. Really hit the spot as far as the antagonist in this. He does a great job. Unfortunately, I think that's about it for the good part. Overall, the acting is atrocious. I don't expect good acting in these movies, but I mean, it was like really bad. And getting into further with the bad stuff, you could tell within about the first 5 seconds of the movie that you were going to get a bait and switch, that Johnny Cage was not going to be the main character, and that it was going to be all about Katana. And actually, Johnny Cage's first fight in Mortal Kombat is losing to Katana. So that's kind of a bummer there. Another thing that is a bummer is when I think of Bridget Wilson and Tazlisa Soto, I hope I pronounced her name right, who played uh, Sonya and Katana in the original, and I compare them to Jessica McAnemy and Andeline Rudolph, I think is her name, who play Sonya and Katana in this one. I mean, there is really no comparison. Uh, Bridget and Talisa are much hotter. I mean, they even dressed up Bridget in like this leather dress at some point, and the girl bossing thing and the masculation of women. I mean, these women don't look attractive at all. And come on, this is a video game thing. The women are supposed to look hot. And let's not even get started on Tati Gabrielle, who plays Jade in this. Oh boy. I mean, that was just rough.
How dare you!
I know. How dare me? How dare me? I'm a male chauvinist pig. I mean, I like to see good looking women on the screen. I'm sorry. No apologies, actually. I'm not sorry. The next problem I had, listen, there's over 70 characters and 28 renditions of this game. But for some reason, they needed to resurrect 3 of the characters that died in the first movie and then to disturb the happiness of one of the characters in the netherworld. I mean, do we really need all this? And there's a further problem because doing all this resurrecting basically means that there's no stakes. So there are no honorable deaths or anything like that. And basically, at the end of the movie, they use the necromancer, or actually, they tell everyone that they're going to use the necromancer to bring back all the fallen heroes of the realm of Earth. Because I guess there's more fighting to be done. I guess Shang Tsung, he escapes at the end. I think he's like the only major bad guy that escapes out of this. But if they're doing a third movie, then he's going to take over the antagonist role since Shao Kahn got killed by Katana. I don't know where they're going from here because I'm probably not that familiar with the video games. I played like the first couple of ones in like the 80s, and after that I kind of lost interest. But for there to be stakes in a movie, dead people need to stay dead. And when you can just go back and bring someone back to life, then there's no stakes in it. And that's kind of how I was feeling near the end of this, is that, well, there's really no stakes. I mean, they're going to bring these people back again, and then you're just going to see the same characters over and over again. Now, I heard someone say that like a lot of the Mortal Kombat characters are kind of boring. Well, find some way to liven them up again. But let's just not use the same 12 characters, even if this gets another movie. The Amulet of Shinnok, it's not a MacGuffin, but I felt like it was an unnecessary side quest that clears the deck for Katana, the girl boss, at the end, because a certain amount of the characters have to go destroy the amulet, and then a couple of the other characters try to take on Shao Kahn, and they both mainly get their asses kicked, and then it's up to Katana to save the world. I didn't like this. There was no reason to fill you in. The Amulet of Shinnok, I hope I'm saying that right, Shinnok, basically gives the person who has it put on them immortality, but it needs like a really strong power source. So at one point, Kung Lao and Shang Tsung, this is like the only thing he does. He's been in 2 movies and he hasn't fought in Mortal Kombat once. I kind of feel like he's being completely wasted as a character. But they go to where Raiden's at, and they basically wound him. Kung Lao wounds him with his hat, and then Sang Zun uh, sucks all the basic god energy out of um, Raiden, leaves him almost for dead, and then that goes into the amulet, and they give it to Shao Kahn, and then he is like godlike. He's immortal, so none of the Earthrealm fighters can really hurt him. And you basically have to destroy the amulet so he's mortal again, and that's basically Johnny Cage is that's where he gets his hero moment, is he gets his chakra or whatever they call it. I forget exactly what they call it, but his power, his massive leg kick, and he basically kicks the amulet and destroys it. I know another thing is it's a lot to follow for a video game movie. The first one, the original, why it was so great, it was very simple. You come here, you're fighting Mortal Kombat, everybody fights, last person standing wins. And that was the basic plot, and it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. And everybody loved that movie. It was really a surprise hit. So, like I said, bringing all this extra stuff into it is unnecessary. It gets kind of convoluted after a while. Shao Kahn should be a bad enough antagonist. They could build him up on his own. He doesn't need the damn amulet. Like, the favorite part for me is once Shao Kahn gets the amulet, his first fight is against Cole Young, who's a made-up character. He's a descendant of Scorpion from the first movie. Yeah, they bring him back. I thought he was like a plank of wood in the first movie, and he's a plank of wood in this one. So I was very happy when Shao Kahn killed him. And another problem is most of the fights, actually, never mind, all the fights, you can pretty much figure out who's going to win from the beginning. It's all telltale. If your brain's on, you're going to figure out who's going to win what fight and how this is all going to progress to the ending, which again, like I said, is very predictable as well because we've got another girl boss movie. I'm hoping, and it looks like the Street Fighter movie learned the lessons this movie didn't. You need more camp and you need more hot chicks. All right? That's what this is about. These movies based on video games, they need to be campy. The chicks need to look great. The guys need to look great. They need to be cut. They need to be buff when they're supposed to be. All of that stuff. And screw the uglification of women and the emasculation of men. Hollywood needs to stop this because it's getting really old, and guys are the people that are coming to see movies like this. Girls are not coming to see movies like this, and you need to start catering to your audience again. The experiment's over. It's a failure. Move on, Hollywood. Next thing I really didn't like was Kano basically switches sides. He's originally with Outworld, and he switches up and joins Johnny Cage to go and try and destroy the amulet. And basically the reason for it is because Adenia doesn't have beer. Let that sink in for a moment. I mean, if you've I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but it was just such a lame excuse. I mean, come up with something that it sort of makes sense. They don't have beer. I want my beer back. Anyway, I said before, the acting overall is pretty awful. Uh, Urban, Larson. I'm sorry, I can't remember who plays Shokan. Those are the three people that stood out to me. I don't really. I loved the guy that played Shang Tsung in the original. I thought he was great. Shame on me for not remembering his name. He nailed the role. He was menacing. I mean, part of the reason why I feel kind of meh about this Shang Tsung is because he's not being used. They didn't use him in 2 movies. He doesn't fight. He doesn't do anything except like direct traffic. He's a traffic director. And Shang Tsung is like one of the major characters in Mortal Kombat. So I don't know why they've sidelined him for 2 movies, and they may not get a third. So I just don't understand what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense to me. They should have used this guy. And now they may never get a chance because I don't know if this movie's going to make enough money. I don't think it's that good. I hate doing scaling things. I'm not going to give it a number. I'm not going to give it a grade. I'm basically going to say this. This is a streaming movie. Don't go see it in theaters. Unless you're a real fan of the games, you might like this a little bit more than I did. If you liked the first one, which I didn't, I thought the first one was pretty bad. This one is an upgrade, in my opinion, mostly because of Karl Urban being added to the mix, even though I didn't get as much of him as I was expecting to. I was expecting this to be centered around him. And basically, he turned out to be not quite a secondary character, but he was like 1B to Katana's 1A. And I mean, when are we going to stop doing the bait and switch? When are we going to stop doing all this girl bossing crap? When Hollyweird win? And with that, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do on here. I don't think it's worth going to see in theaters. I think you can wait for streaming. I don't think you're going to have to wait very long. I don't think this is going to make a ton of money. I see it dropping off really fast. And I think they said it's like going to do like 40 or 50 million domestic. That's not going to be a huge haul. And if it drops off, well, this thing's probably not even going to make 200 million, probably. So I don't know how you justify making another one, except maybe like Netflix or something tries to do it for the channel. And with that, like my father told me when I was 18 years old, the free video is over. Get out.